Hello, and thank you for joining me on another one of my adventure travel series videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dmitry and I'm an American expat living in the Philippines. If you find this video entertaining, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And now sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you on an exciting adventure of the time-lapse traveler. Good morning. So right now we're waiting for our driver to intercept us over here by inside our resort to take us to the hot springs, because we're thinking of taking the scooter, but Chris just cannot be on the scooter anymore. After 5 days straight being on it, basically, we rode so much over so many bumpy roads, and there's only so much that she can take apparently. So we're gonna go spend some time in a hot spring, because unfortunately yesterday we just didn't have the time, and also since it was so crowded there, we wanted to do it early in the morning. We have a little bit of time now before our flight, and I just realized that I didn't even really get to see this resort. We didn't spend any time here at all, but yeah, this is what the place looks like. Of course, there's the mandatory roosters somewhere in the background keeping us awake. Yeah, sleeping here, especially this past night, for some reason was kind of tricky. Kept on waking up in the middle of the night, so I didn't get the best of sleep, but still have to make the best of the day today. This place reminds me a lot of a bungalow village that I stayed in New York State, upstate New York. I went up there with my neighbors every summer for a few years back when I was a kid. Yeah, this place kind of reminds me a lot of that. Oh, we have about half an hour drive over there, and we're planning to spend maybe about 1 hour in the hot spring before coming back to the resort and then heading to the airport. Another reason why we didn't take the scooter this morning is so that Chris can have a chance to catch up on her sleep a little, because it's just way too early to be fully functioning right now, at least for her. I'm alright though. I'm just thinking of where we're going to be having breakfast later, because she can't eat early in the morning, but I'm already kind of getting hungry now. Unlike Chris, who really got worn out by bouncing around on the back seat of a scooter, going all around Siquijor Island and now here in Dumaguete, I saw that as one of the most fun and exciting parts of the whole trip. Until now, I had very little experience riding on any kind of motorcycle, but now I see just how much joy can be had riding through the paradise on two wheels. Coming back to Mount Tolinas Volcano Valley, just to the west of Dumaguete, we were reminded of the great power which was just below our feet. I also wanted to occasionally add special commentary for my Russian audience, and so, это въезд в Красный камень горячий источник. And looks like we're here. And here it is, the Red Rock Hot Spring. The only way to avoid the crowds here is to come early. That's why we got here by around 8 in the morning. Even still, people already started to fill up the pool. Ah, wow. It's a really beautiful spring. And the floor over here looks like natural volcanic rock. So many different colors. А пол сделан из натурального камня от вулкана. Warm sulfuric water. It's really good for the bones for people who have arthritis. It's a beautiful little spot. Kind of similar to the sulfur spring that Chris and I visited in Jamaica. Except this one is natural. That one just had a pipe coming in with sulfuric gas.
Look at this, it looks like fool's gold.
Yeah, I know. A little more copper colored. Looks a little bit more like copper. Wow, it is hot. Oh wow. That's some hot water. Oh, it feels so nice. Water being heated by volcanic magma somewhere close by. We're in the Ring of Fire after all here in the Philippines. How many colors are here? All in one spot. different colors. Look at that. There's all the different shades.
50 shades of red.
And green and brown. Yeah. So nice, huh?
Really nice. We also should get going.
Yeah, we should definitely get going soon.
The sulfur-infused waters of this hot spring have great therapeutic value, which couldn't have come at a better time after I had my foot pierced by a sea urchin just a few days prior in Siquijor. This whole compound is built on top of geothermal activity, which keeps the waters at around 38 degrees Celsius. Эта вода около 38 градусов по Цельсию, и тут вмешана сера от вулкана, которая имеет лечебный эффект. I credit these healing waters for helping me recover a little faster and back to being able to walk without limping.
We just came from the hot springs and we're hopping on a flight in about 3 hours. So this is how we dry our clothes.
This is how I dry my clothes. Well, at least it's effective.
Looks like it. I hope nobody snatches it from you though.
Yeah, why would somebody want to do that?
Why not? I would.
Oh, you're silly.
Driving through the streets of Dumaguete, we felt like we really didn't get enough time to spend in this pleasant suburban city. We left with the hope to one day return and get more enjoyment out of it and its surrounding areas.
So before leaving Dumaguete, we had to stop by San Sylvanna one more time to get some pasalubong for the people back home. But here we're going to get some signature San Sylvanna cake and some other pastries. They certainly do have some great pastries over here though. Cakes and a regular kind of food as well. So we're back at our little resort. Just finished packing up and getting ready to go to the airport. This was our modest little hut, our bungalow as Chris likes to call it. 2 beds, air conditioning, which is really cool, and you know, typical kind of bathroom. No frills, nothing special. And now we're going. So, being that the Dumaguete airport is so small, the check-in process is tiny. This is basically the entirety of what the airport looks like inside. It does the security check, and we're already through that. Like basically just swipe right through it, getting checked in, although we're not checking in any luggage. So we're really afraid that we don't have much time left, because from the time that we were at our resort until the takeoff time is supposed to be just 1 hour. But as you can see, it's a non-issue, so we're not going to have any problems getting to the plane on time. That security checkpoint was just to get into the airport, which was easy enough. But there's also another one, which is slightly slower, but not much of a difference. Also a simple one conveyor belt that just lets everybody through, no hassle. And now this here is the waiting area. But like I said, because the whole process was so quick, we have really no issues to be getting to the plane on time. In fact, you still have to wait a little bit until it's time for us to board. Today we're taking the Cebu Pacific flight, as usual. That's the airline of choice that we get. It's going to be a nice, quick 1 hour and 10-minute flight, and then we're going to be back home in Manila. We have a very unique walk to the plane. Freaking heavy ass rain. At least the airline was kind enough to provide us with umbrellas. Finally got into the plane. I mean, we didn't have to wait too long. Didn't think we would have to wait at all. I thought we would have to be rushing to the airport, but it was only 10 minutes away from the resort. The check-in process was like even less time than that. And here we are, waiting to take off. It started raining kind of hard though. In fact, basically as soon as we got to the airport, it started raining very heavy. The heaviest rain we've had during the whole trip so far. We were really, really lucky with the weather. It drizzled a little bit yesterday, but it wasn't the big deal. But now it's raining hard. just as we're leaving, so kind of perfect. I just hope that it's not going to affect the flight or cause any delays, but otherwise we're good to go.
Dumaguete, you will be missed. This concludes our trip to the Negros Oriental province. Both the magnificent island of Siquijor, full of mystery and wonder, and the mainland town of Dumaguete, a city of joy and celebration of life, have left a profound impact on me. The amazing variety of activities, while surrounded by natural, barely touched beauty, is something that needs to be experienced by any adventure seeker. To say that Chris and I had an amazing time here would be a major understatement. Not even the truly epic trip to Boracay really stands on the same level as what we experienced here. From the sightseeing along the rocky coast and swimming in the crystal clear waters anywhere around the island, then dive a little deeper to snorkel with barracudas and marvel at the gorgeous corals as well as other sea life down below. Contemplating on matters of the soul and higher powers and wondering about what is really governing us. To exploring Cantaban Cave with its shining, shimmering splendor, with its deep and ancient secrets that took over an hour just to get to the bottom of it, and water so clean that you can actually drink from it, to marveling at the majestic Cambugahay Falls, which I have to say is the most beautiful sight I have ever remember witnessing. That was definitely one of the biggest highlights of this trip. I only wish that Chris and I would have had more time to spend here, but there were just so many other places to see. Enjoying the local delicacies with a twist on old favorites, which were a feast to behold, and enjoying the exciting nightlife and party atmosphere, which was also a lot of fun. And then of course there are even more waterfalls and more sightseeing to enjoy to your heart's content. Before you get to unwind and let the stresses just melt away in a cold pool covered by a shade or in a hot spring warmed by hopefully dormant volcanic activity. All this left an impression that there is really something for everyone here, no matter your age or what your interests are. This almost week-long tour was truly one for the ages, and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed putting it all together. This video has been a very long time in the making, since Chris and I visited these places back in August of 2019, but I'm glad that I waited to make this series and to put it together as well as I possibly could have, especially the conclusion. I would really appreciate it if you clicked on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. Then you can always look forward to seeing more and more adventures coming at you from the Time-Lapse Traveler.